Kim Emerson now, OMNI BC Legislature reporter, is checking in from what looks like a sunny still Victoria.
It is. It's always sunny here. Didn't you know that?
Oh, right. Right, of course. Good morning, Kim. Hey, let's talk some BC politics. Cabinet has been sworn in. What's the Premier's mandate going forward this summer?
Well, she's going to try to do what she said she was going to do during the election campaign. And the big thing for her, and she repeated it over and over yesterday, the budget, the budget, the budget. She wants to make sure that that budget that she talked about before is actually a balanced budget. You and I talked about this a long time ago and said, you know what, there's no way that this could be a balanced budget because they were trying to sell off assets that they hadn't even put on the books yet. So now they're going to try and do everything they can. She's given a mandate letter to every single cabinet minister saying you must do your part to find a way to balance the budget. So they're looking for money any place they can find it so that they can make up the shortfalls that are there. And those shortfalls range, depending on who you're talking to, anywhere from $280 million short of making a balanced budget all the way up to $1 billion short of making a balanced budget. So they're going to be doing everything they can to do that. One of the things they're going to do with that is trying to cut red tape. Now, the government's already been pretty decent at getting red tape for business, small business, medium-sized business, large business, getting permits done, things like that. But they're going to look for more ways to cut red tape so that they can make permitting easier, so that business can get back to work faster, that they can get on with jobs and production and creating jobs more quickly. So she's at this point starting to put some meat to what she'd been promising all through the election campaign, where she had no specifics. Now she's starting to give us a few specifics.
When you put it in that simple cutting of red tape term, it makes so much sense. Let's hope it actually happens. Hey, not all Liberal MLAs have been sworn in just yet, right? The remainder are happening today?
Not any Liberal MLAs have been sworn in yet. Happens this morning at 9 o'clock. As soon as I leave here, we're on our way down to the Legislature, and they're going to have a big investiture ceremony in the members' lobby area, which is just inside the main doors of the Legislature. And they'll have all the Liberal MLAs there, all 45 of them who were elected. Premier will be there as well, but she can't take the oath of office for sitting in the Legislature. But everybody else will be sworn in, except for maybe Bill Bennett. He wasn't at cabinet swearing in yesterday. Apparently he's ill. So his name is not on the list of cabinet ministers, and he can't be until he's actually sworn in. So that will happen as soon as he's well, but all the rest of the Liberal MLAs will be sworn in today. Vicky Huntington, the independent MLA, will be sworn in at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then tomorrow will be the swearing in for all of the NDP MLAs.
Wow, seems a little long and drawn out, but we'll get her done right there. Okay, now we know.
Well, we'll get it done, but yeah.
We know Christy Clark's going to run in a by-election. This will keep us talking. That's going to happen in Kelowna. Any more details on who she's running against and when this by-election will actually be called?
No details yet on who she's going to run against, but the NDP does claim they're actually going to run a campaign this time, unlike what they did in the provincial general election. So it could be entertaining to watch what happens there. As far as that by-election is concerned, she says that it will be called sometime in the next week or so, because she says she wants to be in the Legislature by the end of July. Well, the only way that can happen is if they call the election within the next 2 days, 3 at the tops, because it takes 47 to 51 days for the whole election process to take place, for all the votes to come in, everything to happen. But yeah, West Side Kelowna is where she's running. She's also, in case you're interested, she's looking for a home there, either to rent or to buy. So if you know anybody who has one, the Premier is interested. You might be able to get a little commission off of that.
Very nice to know. Thank you. You know, in Canadian television, we always need the side gig. We're out of time, but I want to ask you quickly, any insight on the future of Adrian Dix as NDP leader?
Well, I think he's buying himself some time with the committee that's looking at what the committee did to establish the committee to look at what went wrong in the election. He's really buying himself time to, I think, have a smooth and graceful exit where he can at least maintain some integrity, because this whole election really falls on him and the provincial council for the NDP, and they all have to stand up and take responsibility for it. If they don't, it'll just be more of an embarrassment than it already was.
Kim Emerson, thank you so much. As always, you make it much more clear when it comes to BC politics. We appreciate it. Kim Emerson, OMNI BC and City Legislative reporter. We'll check back in with you soon.